Hello everyone, it's Zigzag here. Welcome back to another Geoguessr video. Welcome back to another exciting day. And I'm very happy. I'm filming this the night before I fly off to Denmark to spectate the Geoguessr World Finals happening over there. But we have another country getting dropped. So earlier this month, I think we had Vietnam, which was obviously super huge, one of the countries people requested the most. Then, more recently, we had Nepal. Now, Nepal's coverage, as you can see, is pretty damn dense, though it is in the crap cam, unfortunately. And now, we've been eating good at the moment, because all the way over here, in the Central American region, we have Costa Rica. So Costa Rica is one of these unique countries that had a tiny bit of backpack coverage in 2016-17, and now it's gotten the whole country treatment, which is really exciting. So I'm going to take you through what the locations look like, what the kind of general metas are, even though I haven't really looked at it myself, but just in the very general sense. And then we'll play a little bit of the map as well. But yeah, Costa Rica, Central America, extremely exciting region to get more of. Panama was already super exciting. Costa Rica now. Nicaragua, they have a Google head office there. El Salvador. Likely to happen. All these blue lines, however, are not official coverage, so don't get fooled. And yeah, the blue lines are still going to generate in on Costa Rica, but it looks like we have the full country covered. And there's even a little Easter egg here with the Pegman, but I think there's going to be more information coming about that tomorrow, just in general, so stay tuned, I suppose. Okay, let's have a look at some of these locations. As I said, yeah, can't really see anything on the blue lines yet. Here we are. So, number one, very similar Google car to Panama, which is nice. Obviously, the copyright year is going to be different 2025 versus 2023 in general, but there's always going to be those rare exceptions with copyright where it's the other way around, or where you're going to see 2025 in Panama at least. Looks like we do have front license plates, which stands in contrast to a lot of the vehicles in Panama. And is that true? I think that's true, actually. Don't quote me on that. Very tall poles, like Panama, I've noticed. In fact, a lot of the infrastructure looks almost identical, I would say. Very American vibes, but also looks like Colombia as well. So that definitely checks out. Bluish on the number plate as well, by the way, which is going to be a big meta, I think. Moving on, this is what an urban kind of round looks like. Round pole, kind of a similar kind of pole top to Colombia, I would say in general. But probably even more similar to Panama, to be fair. Looks like this. Here we have the fully blurred out car. We have to hope for as much of that as possible, to be honest, because the fully blurred out car ones, they are, they're what you're after, basically. They don't have any car meta for the most part. So, yeah, there's actually nothing picking out, so that's really nice. 2024 copyright on the fully blurred ones. So it might be just like Namibia, which released earlier, which also has that kind of thing where 2024 copyright has the fully blurred car. 2025, they haven't fully blurred it out. They can retroactively do that, but who knows how long it would take. But yeah, just something interesting there. Of course, speaking Spanish. You guys probably already knew that, of course. But yeah, looks pretty cool. Single yellow line, that's to be expected in Central America. Here we have another one without the zoomed car. Looks like it's pretty standard. There's not too much about this car that I would say is very distinctive. In fact, it is basically the exact same car that we've seen in so many countries now. This is like right on one of the borders, I believe. Any bollards or anything? I mean, this almost looks like a bollard, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be another country without bollards. Latin America, not the biggest fans of bollards in general. Moving on here, another one with the blue number plate. Got some cyclists. Yeah, Costa Rica, I don't really know too much. Oh, look at a section pole, like a Brazilian or an Ecuadorian style pole here. That is fun. I did not expect to see those. So that's something we have to look out for. Then again, the pole top is like very different to those two countries, so I think it should be pretty gettable. And there's the flag. I think they do quite like the flag. Don't get it mixed up with Thailand. I think we're going to see people in the lower ranks mixing it up with Thailand quite a lot. But yeah, it seems like we always have front plates here. It's obviously very moist, so tropical. I've definitely seen, just from clicking around a few times here, we've seen expats, like maybe like Caucasian people, a fair amount, just hanging around. I would assume he's Caucasian. Looks like it. So that, I mean, I know a lot of people do live, especially from the US, in Costa Rica, so it could be interesting. There's the ocean. It's kind of like might even be a lake that, because like, oh, right. Yeah, it's kind of a bay. Okay, that makes sense. Very interesting city here. So it'd be cool to see, like, how much of this got coverage. Seems like if you do this, you can click down, but that's unofficial coverage. Okay, and yeah, that's pretty much all we want to say there. Let's have a go at the game. Let's see if we can see if there's any obvious metas off the bat here in a balanced Costa Rica. My first look in-game. Very, very beautiful. I think Costa Rica is probably quite a cool place to visit. This is almost feeling Asian. That looks kind of Filipino, that rock wall and the motorbike and everything. We're kind of hilly here. So hilly kind of reminds me more of maybe north. I don't know. Because the south's kind of mountainous. So actually probably just outside San Jose here with this kind of landscape, I reckon. Yeah. Not too bad, not too bad. But to be fair, we did kind of just click the middle of the country. That's maybe a volcano. Just the way the clouds are sitting on top of that make me feel like it's a volcano. I know they have tons in Nicaragua. So I wonder if there's also some maybe near the border or something. Maybe we could be looking at this one here. Miravalles volcano. We're like inside like a factory district here. How far away is that volcano? Not that far. I'll click here. Okay, it wasn't. It was probably some volcanoes north. No, it was just mountains north. Probably old volcanoes north of San Jose there. It was an industrial area, so probably more likely to be San Jose. Again, this feels very Asian. Like, actually. I mean, I've always known that this, like, had a similar vibe because of the latitude, but that actually could cause problems, I think. This looked quite a decent amount like Panama, but I think it's too flat. So maybe this coast here? Yeah, not convinced, but I'll try. Okay, it was. Yeah, it was. It was close to Panama. It did have that feeling to it. I think that's honestly pretty gettable. I'm liking it so far, guys. Okay, we got double yellow lines here. Normally you will see the single yellow, I think, but this is an interesting configuration. I'm not really sure if you'd see this configuration in Panama. So this again kind of looks similar. I'm gonna click the same area. Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. I kind of got that North Coast vibe. This is maybe more, I mean, this is like a villa. This is pretty cool. Almost, again, looks kind of Asian. Looks like Indonesian buildings or what. Kind of a red road here as well. I like red road metas, of course. Okay, a little bit further north there. Okay, well, as for the first one, 5,000 points. I think we were kind of in the ballpark every time, but nothing too impressive. Here we're on like kind of a main road. This looks exactly like Panama. Wow. With North Mountains this time, though. Okay. Maybe like this road. It does feel like a decently major road, but at the same time, it's not the right angle. Maybe like, I don't know. No, I don't know. I guess those mountains were to the north, though. I wanted to guess like over here, but with North Mountains, I guess not. Like over here seems like, yeah, it seems like there's not many places that would fit. I guess like we're here, actually. Let's have that, look at that angle. Maybe like this road here. And then it bends up to our north. Gonna go here. Ah, was up there. Where are the North Mountains? These mountains are bigger than I thought. Or those hills are bigger than I thought. Okay, interesting to know. Yeah, decently sized hills here. Nah, it's gonna be a tough country. I think NMPZ, without the copyright, a lot of potential to be tough. A lot of potential. This to me, no vibes. So I'm gonna click San Jose. Okay, out on the peninsula. Cool. Can be a fun part of the country, I think. Industrial, Black Road, San Jose. Yeah, I think that's gonna work. Seems like San Jose has quite some industry. Okay, we got a big highway here with a bridge. I think I'll do the same. Yeah. Okay. So that's kind of logic. A bit of like, you know, simple logic can go quite a long way there. This is cool. Where did we see that resort? So this is probably around San Jose again, I would say, but I'm wondering about like this peninsula again as well. I'll go San Jose. Okay, is out towards the peninsula at least. Okay. Okay, 8.5. They're kind of an easier seed though. Let's go again. Ooh, the fire. This is a cool location. It's not often on Street View that you see something just straight up on fire, right? It's actually just like a straight up tip where they've got stuff on fire. What? Oh, I thought this was the sky, but it's actually a roof. You see what I'm saying? Anyone notice that? Inside the mountains, surely. Whereabouts? Like, okay, it's like inside the small mountains, so I'm gonna go here. Okay, not too bad. Yeah, that's a good guess. That's a good guess. We'll definitely take that. Ooh, volcanic, kind of national park kind of vibe here. Maybe like one of the main roads here, like going through the mountains. I like that. It kind of looks, this looks especially like Colombia. So I reckon it might be this road. Yeah. Guys, A little bit of logic can go a long way. That's all I'm saying. This is literally my first time looking at the country. Dry. Facing towards us, the antenna. I'm really hoping this antenna's not too useful, but I think it's going to be. Super dry landscape, though. This is probably going to be useful because they drove in different parts of the year, so the dry season's probably going to be relevant. I don't know, so kind of westerly hills here. I'm going to go up here. There's like a tiny dry patch on the map, so that could also make sense. Yeah, not too bad. What's that area? Okay. This one's like in the hills again. This time kind of dryish. This looks like the springtime, I would say, with the kind of new green leaves, maybe. I don't know if they probably don't really have a proper spring down here, though. Like, maybe just, like, the wet season and start of the wet season. And I'll guess, like, yeah, I think I'll guess, like, outside again, outside of the capital. Okay, it was actually west that time. This is pretty rural. This does give a bit of a Panama vibe. I want to try this kind of area here again. We do actually kind of have that correct road angle, but maybe more like up here. It's too populated where I clicked. We want somewhere quite rural. I feel like this whole area is just too populated. So instead I'm going to click this road up here. The angle's a bit wrong, though. Yeah, it might not. It's probably just not actually a main road. Oh, well, I'm going to click this area. It was down there. Similar kind of thing where it's like on the plateau, but yeah. Okay, and 9,400. Guys, if you want to try this out, hit up this map right here, which is Hanno Twitch's A Balanced Costa Rica. Guys, it's literally 5 a.m. Fortunately, I'm leaving tomorrow, so I was pumping out a bunch of videos. You guys got lucky. All right, hope you all enjoyed this one. Big news, very cool. Hopefully we see it at the World Cup. We probably won't, but until then, goodbye, and thanks for watching.